Well, hi there, everyone. This is Scott Nicholson, and I'm here at the MIT Museum. This is part of the Cambridge Science Festival. And we've just started, I'm running the Junkyard Track Meet, which is based off of Bernie DeCoven's Junkyard Olympics concept, which you can find his stuff at deepfun.com.
So it all started with the IKEA Bag of Plenty, where in the style of Hunger Games, participants were allowed to rush up and have a combat over junk that they would take back to their table.
So what has happened is each of the groups has rushed up into the IKEA Bag of Plenty and have retrieved 4 bags of junk. And what they're attempting to do now, they have an hour to come up with some kind of a track meet-like event where they'll be competing against each other. And right now everyone's busy buzzing. They can trade stuff with each other if they want. We'll see what sort of games they come up with. So good luck, everyone. And then up here's the award creation space where people are able to create awards that will go to the 3 best people at each table. Well, we're about 20 minutes in, and it's working quite well. As you can see, people are coming up with games. They're playing with the junk they have. Looks like this group has some sort of a ring toss going on. This group has figured out some sort of bowling something or other.
Bowling for dolphins.
Bowling for dolphins, of course. And we have Puffing the Sunglasses here, trying that one out. There's something with buckets and shovels and flipping peppers.
So the groups got about an hour to come up with their games, write down the rules, and create first, second, and third place awards. And then we got together and learned about all the games that people made.
Here, a very pretty one.
Our game is called Pony Slap, and basically this is a distance game, distance and accuracy. Basically the pony stands on the magic hand, you slap the hand, the pony flies. If you hit the ring, you get plus 30 centimeters. If you get it in the ring, you get plus 100 centimeters. You get 3 tries, and each time you go, we measure how far the pony has gone, and so that's your total. The total of your 3 tries is how many points you've gotten. So the table is about 250 centimeters, so you could end up with, up to 1,000 points about.
Do the explanation?
You try to for each cone you hit, you get a point. If you get the dinosaur to the bush thing, you get 10 points. And if you get the bird to the dust thing, then you get 25. But if you knock the dust off the table, you get 0 points. Who's playing first?
All right, this game is called Slippers. We have 7 gamecocks down here. You have 2 ways to play the gamecocks. You can either slide it with your hand, or you can use the enlarged pen. Can you have the pencil right there? Or you can use this enlarged pen, and you can actually turn them upside down, and you can slide them using the pen that way. If you use your hand, it's just the straight points that I'll explain. If you use the pen, it doubles your score at the end. Okay. As you slide it down, each chair is marked, so if the gamecock lands on these 2 chairs, it's 1 point. If it lands on these 2 chairs, it's 2 points. If it lands on this chair, it's 3 points. If it lands inside of this orange ring, it's 4 points. And if it lands inside of this wooden ring, it's 5 points. And again, doubled if you use the pen. What we're going to also do is we're going to time it. So whoever, at the end, whoever has the highest points will win. But if somebody ties, then it's whoever did it the fastest will ultimately be the winner. Okay, Carrie, you want to demonstrate? All right, you going to do it with the pen or without the pen? Without the pen. Okay, stay back from the table, guys. All right, on your mark, get set, go. Okay, by the way, we don't add up the... You got one more, Derek. Okay, by the way, we don't add up the points until you're done. So if you knock yourself out of the ring or off the chair, you're not going to get that point. We don't add it up until the end. So he's got 2 points, 3 points here, so a total of 5 points.
So we have 2 games going on. In the front, we have the pony flip. And behind them, they are taking turns flinging alligators into plungers, of course.
Then the groups got to play the games. They split into half, and half the groups played the games while the other half manned the tables. And then they swapped so that everyone got a chance to play the games and everyone got a chance to facilitate the games. It allowed each group to see where their weaknesses were in their rule sets and where they had possible points of confusion.
People try to save the poor little dolphin. It's a stunt show in action. There you go. And then they have to run over here and take turns throwing the alligator and catching it in the plunger. Well, over here, they're attempting to throw peppers.
I can't win you all game. 8 points, 50. Pretty good. Last one. 11 points.
So this group is, their game is about flipping geckos. So one of the things you can do with this event, actually, to add a creative writing story element, is that you have to have the groups actually write the backstory of how this came to be. What happened? In what world did this become a sport? If they knock off the bird, it's a penalty. Otherwise, they're trying to drop them into the targets. They're also timed on this. The amount of time they have left out of a minute is a bonus in their points. So as you can see, we have a wide variety of activities going on. So the way that the evening finished up is after all the teams had a chance to play the games. We then came together and talked a little bit about what happened, talked about the game development process, of how it went from brainstorming and playtesting and iteration, and talked about how they can use that same process to make other games. And then each group got to give awards they created earlier in the evening to the 3 best performers at each of the tables. And so it was kind of cool seeing a wide variety of kids and adults get awards. There weren't a few people winning a lot. A lot of people walked away with awards that different groups have made. And so it was a really nice event. I suggest to take a look at it. And again, I have to credit Bernie DeCoven. He's one of my inspirations, actually, when it comes to looking at play. And I'd point you to his website at deepfun.com. A lot of really cool ideas there on different ways of using play. And he's developed several different sorts of activities using this found object concept. Get together and make stuff out of what you have, rather than have to go out and buy something to create. So a lot of fun. One interesting side note, I've done this event with adults and kids, and so I have an hour for the game development process when I work with adults. And in this time, because there were a lot of kids there, most of them were finished with their games in half an hour. And I realized it's because the kids played more quickly. Once the kids got the stuff, they were able to play, because that's the first stage, is you play with the stuff until you come up with some game type activities. And the kids could take a plunger and an alligator and come up with a game. When it's all adults, they get very analytical about it and they take a lot more time. So it was interesting in that when I run this with families or kids, I can actually have it a shorter time period for the game creation process. Now, the other thing that I did this week is I went to a festival here at MIT. Now, I'll warn you, for this next half of the video, the audio is bad. It's very windy outside, and as you'll see, I didn't take up my best equipment, so I've tried to reduce the wind. The audio is going to be kind of funny. You can still understand it, but it's actually just more visually entertaining. So, take it away, Scott. My name is Scott Nicholson. I'm here at the Holi Festival at MIT. What they're doing is they're celebrating the joy of colors. It's springtime. They've got this paint that's going out, and they're covering each other with it, and me too, as a way of celebrating the joy of spring. So, having a lot of fun. This is what's going on here at MIT, as you can see. I don't think there are any rules. I think really it's just sort of an equalizing ceremony. People are just engaging with each other and having fun. This concept of play. One of the interesting things here is because it's so windy, and people are trying to throw paint, and that's not working out very well. They throw it and it just kind of goes everywhere, you know. And so it's much more successful if you walk right up to someone and you smear it on them.
I'm the president of MIT HSC. We're the ones who organize this event. And yeah, I think it speaks for itself.
So how long has this been going on at MIT?
Well, I'd say this has probably been going along at least as long as MIT HSC, so something on the order of 8-10 years.
Okay. And what's the sort of deeper meaning of what's going on?
Holi is originally a religious festival in India, celebrating actually the return of a great hero of an Indian epic to his home.
Well, happy Holi.
Thank you very much.
So as it went on, I began to notice a pattern that the Americans that were playing were treating it more as a fight, and the Indian students who were engaged in this were actually doing it more as a reward. It was more of a way of just accepting the color, accepting the decoration, and enjoying that. And so it was much more interesting when you took it in that kind of spirit instead of as combat.
Here we are a little further into the Holi festival. As you can see, the water is breaking out a little bit, and so the water is getting mixed in with the paint, making all sorts of festive colors. And so we got buckets of water going on behind us. I've been the recipient of one. As you can see, the students are looking pretty much the same all around. Lots of pretty colors. However, how's the water? It's really cold. Yes, it is. That is correct. I think that's going to be enough Holi for me. I'll let the students continue to enjoy the experience over here. I'm going to clean up. Take care and happy Holi. This one's for you. That's nice. One for the watchers. That's right. One for the watchers.